Hi, fellow PolyTrippers. I hope you had a productive week, and here's my motivational talk for this coming week. This week, I want to talk about part two of my amazing experiences that you can have when learning a language, and it's this notion of bootstrapping. Um, this bootstrapping is actually like a computer science kind of term. It also applies to starting a company, but basically, I don't think I'm going to be able to articulate this well. Basically, bootstrapping means starting one way until you get to the stage where you're able to continue in the other way. And bootstrapping for me, as it applies to language learning, is basically the moment where, presumably, when you start learning a language, you can't speak that language conversationally, and so you're learning it via another language. For example, for English speakers, it's very common that an English speaker who wants to learn a language will find an online language teacher and also find lesson materials written in English because they can't start learning Spanish, obviously. And they will start by conversing with their teacher in Spanish, I'm sorry, in English, and then eventually they will, if they stick with it long enough, they will be able to cross over to the phase where they're able to conduct the entire lesson in Spanish. And that's the moment. That's what bootstrapping means. It means starting one way until you can get to the point where you're doing it the way that you're really supposed to be doing it from there on out. That's my personal definition of bootstrapping, anyway. And if you haven't achieved proficiency in a language enough to be able to cross the threshold where you're conducting your entire lesson in the target language, I encourage you to seek that life experience, because it's also a very wonderful life experience to have. It's different than the experience I talked to you about previously, which is like losing your language virginity, which is my crude and only way I know how to describe that experience, even though it's not a sexual thing. It's more the moment that you know with confidence that you can do your language instruction completely in another language. And if you haven't achieved that milestone in your language learning, I encourage you to do everything you can to try to achieve it, because it's a very wonderful, gratifying experience. And I'm happy to say if I've achieved that experience in 8 of the languages I speak. I haven't achieved that for Russian yet. I'm a long way from doing it for Russian, but learning Russian and learning English and the frustration of not being able to express myself in Russian completely enough to be able to do the entire lesson in Russian is the thing that made me think of this video topic. And that's why I thought of it. And that's why I also thought about how I achieved that for the other languages and how it's a very wonderful thing to have achieved. So anyway, I'll leave you at that. And I hope you have an excellent coming week. I hope you join us at our Facebook Lives at facebook.com/polytripper. And I will see you next week. Bye.